Hey everybody, so this is Daxon here, Weaver Family Farms Nursery. I want to make a little video here because it's been a while. Spring is now here in Missouri, Zone 6A. So this is a peach tree here. Let me see if I remember. Intrepid peach. And what happened with this, I believe is what it was planted too deep. This was in the ground for 3 years. See about what it looks like? It really did not grow, except maybe just a little bit of this in 3 years. Now this tree was actually buried about 3 years ago, and it was, I'm sure what you can tell, all the way to the graft here, which that's not where you want to bury it. And you can see right here, scratch. You can always scratch the very outer layer of the bark here. And if it's green, it's still alive. If it's brown like that, it's dead. Now it is coming back, but it's below the graft, so it's really hard telling what tree you'll get, especially based upon the rootstock. But anyway, so this is really no good. I might try to give it to someone, see if they want to take it. But learn from my mistakes. I've learned obviously a lot in a 3-year period, but sometimes mistakes still happen. I knew this then. I was just in the kind of a hurry trying to plant all these peach trees, and it was also in the middle of the summer, you know, at 100 degrees, which is not a good time to really be planting trees anyway. But enough talking about that. I have this tree. This is actually a plum tree. I wanted a plum tree because we have quite a few peach trees now. But I wanted to show you this nice little guy here. And the name of it is Hanska plum, if that's how you say that. I'm not really sure. I haven't heard of this one yet. But I want to show you. So this is the pot to grow in. This is like a 3-gallon pot probably. You want to dig the diameter of your circle approximately twice as wide as this bucket is. So if you can kind of just double it in your head, and you can see it comes out kind of around there. So that's what I did here. And you want to break up the dirt that you dig out nicely. So I use this big shovel for digging, and I use this little one. I go through and I can chop up that dirt, help make it a lot more fine. Now, you probably have heard maybe on Facebook groups or someone told you, and a lot of people don't know, if you drive around like in big towns, there's always nice trees planted, and they have the mulch just volcano style all the way up the trunk. And it may look good now, but years down the road you're going to have higher problems with diseases, and the tree's probably going to die. So you're probably thinking that's what I did here. This is not. This is just dirt. So basically, if I can scrape back a little bit of dirt for you to see, this is where the root flare starts coming out. See where these top roots are? And I hold my phone down here so you can see it's actually mounded. It's probably maybe 2 inches above this. Now the figure is probably going to sink an inch or so, you know, over a year's time from rain and everything. But you want these roots above the ground, all the ground around it. I kind of just piled this dirt up here to help protect the roots, but it's very thin, as you can see. Then I'm going to go through with a light layer of mulch, very light up here, and then you can get a little heavier as you're away from the trunk, an inch or two even out here of whatever kind of mulch you got. And this will, so basically there's a saying, plant it high, it won't die. Plant it low, it won't grow. It's very, very true. There's very few plants, you know, if you think of like a tomato plant, you actually can, when you get those, you can plant those things all the way down the ground where there's just a couple leaves sticking out, and they do well, and they like that. With a tree and a lot of shrubs, they want to be planted higher than grade. One, it helps the water, excess water actually drain away, which I know that sounds counterproductive when you're planting a new tree. But you don't want excess moisture. And an analogy I kind of always give too is, which it may be kind of a weird or strange one, or it may not even make sense to you, but if you think about, if you compare it to a human, if a human is outside and they get way too hot, you know, some type of heat exhaustion or something like that, they can typically probably bounce back with some care, with the proper hydration, IVs and stuff like that, okay? Now, if a person unfortunately falls into water and they drown, the chance of them coming back, even with CPR and stuff, it kind of diminishes quite a bit. So if that makes any sense to you, it's kind of the same way with trees. This is the only way that's ever came in my head. So I didn't hear that from anywhere. This is kind of my own little thoughts and analogies, so you can remember that or don't remember it. It's up to you. But It's harder for them to come back if they've been drowned and start rotting than it is to, you know, you're starting to lose some leaves, starting to get dry, you can give it. So that's pretty much it for this video. Again, you can see my hole's pretty wide. The dirt mounds up a little bit. You want that root flare where the very top roots start coming out. That one is actually above ground, and that is totally fine. That will be just fine. There's tons of roots under the ground. Again, this is the size of the pot. So that's it for this video. I just want to kind of show you how high you want trees to set, how big the hole. If you have any questions, definitely comment on this video on YouTube. I'll probably get this on our website too. You can definitely check out our website, weaverfamilyfarmsnursery.com. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye-bye. One more thing to add on this video here. I want to show what it looked like after I got some mulch on there. We use a lot of shredded pine bark we buy, and then we use a wood chipper to shred it all up into smaller pieces. It does really good for plants, but works as a nice mulch too. Some of it's smaller, so it might blow away a little bit, but you can always add more later. But again, that's what it looks like. You can still see that upper root. If you can watch my hand go down, nice elevation there, so these should definitely do well. Last but not least, soak them in the ground good. You want to make sure that any air pockets down there, the water will help that dirt settle. It'll help get all the air pockets out of the dirt. I mean, sit here and soak it for, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes approximately. It's kind of hard knowing. I just been doing it long enough. I don't really time anymore, but I mean, you want it nice and soaked. Try to not disturb the mulch too much because you want it to stay there, but so really help it sink and get out them air pockets. I already watered the other one over there. We got a lot of trees, and there's some behind me here. This is the plum tree, and that's the other peach tree I planted. It'll soak nice and good, and it'll probably be good for a good couple days. Stick your finger down in there an inch or so, and if it's dry, then you could give it some more water, and then you can slowly start tapering off the water. In summer, they'll definitely need some water. Don't expect them to get by themselves, but you don't want to drench them every single day with a ton of water, because that'll drown them, and that's what we're trying to also prevent.